Your 30s are not just another decade. They are a season that can shape the rest of your life. So what should you be praying for once you hit your 30s? Pray for a deeper relationship with God, because every lasting success begins with knowing God. Your career, finances, and relationships may change, but your relationship with the Lord is the foundation that holds everything together. The closer you grow to Him, the more clearly you recognize His voice and His direction. In your 30s, don't just pray for blessings. Pray to know the one who gives every blessing. A strong spiritual foundation today will sustain you through every challenge tomorrow. Ask God for direction, because your 30s are filled with life-changing decisions. Should you change careers, start a business, move to another city, get married, or strengthen your marriage? Every choice has consequences, and not every opportunity is part of God's plan. Asking Him for direction allows Him to order your steps and protect you from unnecessary regret. When God leads, you can walk with confidence even if the path isn't easy. Pray for wisdom. It's more important than intelligence, because knowledge tells you what to do, but wisdom tells you when and how to do it. Life in your 30s presents situations that no classroom could prepare you for. Parenting, leadership, finances, relationships, and difficult conversations all require wisdom from above. When you seek God's wisdom first, you gain the ability to make decisions that produce peace instead of confusion and lasting blessings instead of temporary success. Pray for your health, because your body is a gift from God and one of the greatest tools He has given you to fulfill your purpose. Your 30s often remind you that strength should never be taken for granted. Ask God for renewed energy, protection from illness, emotional well-being, and the discipline to care for your body. A healthy body and a peaceful mind enable you to serve your family, your community, and God's kingdom with joy. Pray about your finances, because financial peace isn't measured by how much you earn, but by how faithfully you manage what God places in your hands. Pray for wisdom in spending, diligence in your work, opportunities for growth, freedom from unnecessary debt, and a generous heart that blesses others. When God becomes your provider instead of your paycheck, fear begins to lose its grip on your heart. Pray for your family every day, because your family is one of God's greatest gifts and one of the enemy's greatest targets. Whether you're single, married, raising children, or supporting your parents, your loved ones need God's protection, wisdom, and peace. Pray that your home becomes a place where forgiveness is quick, love is genuine, and Christ is honored. The greatest inheritance you can leave your family is a life rooted in faith. Pray for healing from my past, because yesterday's pain can quietly shape today's decisions. Maybe you've experienced heartbreak, rejection, failure, disappointment, or loss. God never intended for those wounds to define your future. Bring every painful memory before Him and allow His healing grace to restore your heart. A healed heart is free to love again, trust again, dream again, and move forward without carrying yesterday's burdens. Pray for godly friendships, because the people closest to you influence the direction of your life. Good friends strengthen your faith, speak truth with love, encourage you during difficult seasons, and celebrate your victories without jealousy. Pray that God surrounds you with people who draw you closer to Him instead of pulling you away from His purpose. The right relationships can become lifelong blessings. Pray for patience, because not every prayer receives an immediate answer. You may wonder why certain doors remain closed while others seem to open effortlessly for everyone else. God's timing is always wiser than ours. Waiting is never wasted when God is preparing something greater. Ask Him to replace frustration with trust and anxiety with peace as you faithfully walk one step at a time. Pray for courage. Because your 30s often require stepping into unfamiliar places. Whether you're beginning a new career, starting a family, launching a business, or answering God's call, fear can easily hold you back. Pray for courage that is stronger than your doubts. God rarely reveals the entire journey at once, but He always promises to walk beside those who trust Him. Pray for spiritual protection. Because every believer faces spiritual battles, regardless of age or success. Temptation, discouragement, pride, and distraction often appear when you least expect them. Pray that God guards your heart, your mind, your marriage, your integrity, and your relationship with Him. The safest place to live is under the covering of God's presence and His Word. Pray for peace. Because life in your 30s can become busy and overwhelming. Deadlines, bills, responsibilities, parenting, and uncertainty often compete for your attention. Yet Jesus offers a peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances. Ask Him to quiet your anxious thoughts and remind you daily that He remains in control, even when life feels uncertain. Choose gratitude every day. Because gratitude changes the way you see your life. Instead of dwelling on what hasn't happened yet, it reminds you of the countless ways God has already been faithful. Every sunrise, every answered prayer, every lesson learned, and every opportunity is evidence of His goodness. A thankful heart recognizes blessings that a complaining heart often misses. Pray about the legacy you will be leaving. Because your life is already teaching someone, your children, friends, co-workers, neighbors, and even strangers. Observe how you respond to success and adversity. Pray that your words reflect kindness, your choices reflect integrity, and your faith points others to Christ. The greatest legacy isn't measured by wealth, but by the lives you inspire to follow God. Pray for your future. Because although tomorrow is unknown to you, it is completely known by God. Your 30s are not the end of your dreams. They are often the foundation for your greatest years. Place your future into God's hands and trust Him to open the right doors, close the wrong ones, and guide every step according to His perfect plan. The God who has carried you this far is faithful to lead you all the way. As you continue this journey through your 30s, never forget that God has not forgotten you. Every prayer you whisper, every tear you shed, every sacrifice you make, and every act of faith is seen by Him. Keep seeking Him with all your heart and trust that He is working behind the scenes even when you cannot yet see the results. Your greatest testimonies may still be ahead of you because the author of your story is still writing beautiful chapters. If this message encouraged you, write, "I'm trusting God in my 30s" in the comments. Like this video, share it with someone who has entered this important season of life, and subscribe for more Bible-based prayers and daily encouragement. May God bless you abundantly.